I want you to answer 3 questions, and depending on your answer, I might have a good feeling of whether or not you're going to be successful long-term in the lawn care business. I'm in my 15th year in the lawn care business, and it's going better than ever, but I've made so many mistakes and cost myself so much money and headaches, and I think I can simplify it down to these 3 questions. Let's get going. Today's video is sponsored by my friends at Yardbook. If you want a lawn care software, you use the one that I've been using since 2015, and that is Yardbook. Go to yardbook.com. Now, these questions may surprise you a little bit, because what I'm not going to ask you is how many customers do you have and all that kind of stuff. I don't really know that that's an indicator whether you're going to make it or not. Now, if you told me you had 4 customers, I might have to think, well, you might not make it. But these might be a little off the wall here. But the first question I want to ask you, and I want you can pause the video if you need to, but make an honest evaluation of this. But what is your stress level as it relates to your business? Now, this would apply to other businesses, not just a lawn care business. But I tell you what, in my 15th year, I'm probably less stressed about my lawn care business than ever before. And I don't think I'm necessarily a high stress kind of guy, but I tell you what, running a small business, for those of you that have never done it, it can be a little stressful. Not just the financial aspect of it, but you have a lot of people. I've got hundreds of customers, and they pretty much all have my phone number. And if things are not going well, they might let me know about it. So for instance, last year we had a tough year for weeds in lawns. We had tons of rain, and we just got destroyed with armyworms last fall. Well, I got a lot of calls, and I don't like people complaining. I'm not saying they can't complain. I just personally don't like it because it makes me think I'm not doing as good a job as I should, and that makes it stressful. Also, if you're not making that much money, then that can be stressful, or whatever problems are going on in your business. So I want you to take an honest evaluation of how stressed you are at this very moment about your lawn care business. And you think, why is that important? What does that have to do with anything? Don't we just need to go out there and take care of lawns and make money? Well, I personally think the lawn business can burn you out, just like all kind of businesses. I don't watch a whole lot of TV, but one of the shows I actually do like, called Restaurant Impossible. And this big British guy named Robert goes into their restaurant that's failing, and he talks to them and tries to turn around their failing restaurant. And oftentimes the owner is overworked and overstressed and not making very much money. For me personally, I've tried to build in vacation time and slow periods in my business where I can relax. Now, I don't personally like the idea of just working like crazy from March to November and taking the whole winter off. If that's the way yours is structured and you can make that work and you can survive the winter with very little income, then okay. I personally work year-round, but I try to keep the schedule very manageable and would rather turn down customers that don't fit exactly what I'm looking for than just add a more stressful situation. So I keep a very tight route that allows me to leave at a decent hour in the morning, very little driving involved, can be very productive in 6 to 8 hours as opposed to 8 to 10 hours or to 12 hours or 14 hours for some of you, and can be home at a very reasonable time to spend time with my family. And those are things that are very important to me, but it's also important for me not being too stressed out with my business. The next thing I'll ask you, what might not be applicable if you're just starting out, but ultimately, after a few years, you got to ask yourself, am I really making enough money to make it? I talked to a friend yesterday, and his business is growing very fast. And I talked to him, I said, how's things going with your business? And he said, we're building something special here, and we got money in the bank, we're paying payroll, and things are going well. And I really feel like he's doing it right. But I see a lot of people, honestly, that just look at how much money they might make in a month or in a year and compare it to maybe what they think is a good salary or what they should be making, and don't factor in a lot of things. For me personally, I'll just let you in on a few things. I've got 4 children, and we have to pay for our own health insurance. I'm gonna have to self-retire. There's no big retirement plan for some company that's gonna pay for me for the rest of my life. So those are factors to where I can't just say, well, so-and-so makes $50,000 and I make $60,000, so I'm doing great. Well, no, I wouldn't be doing great. And if you make that, that's fine if your situation is different from me. To pay for our insurance, support our family, and to be able to invest in a retirement account takes a lot more money than just what some job might pay you if they were paying all those benefits for you. Again, not everybody's needs are the same. I'm not asking you to evaluate everything based on my situation, but you need to honestly evaluate and look at it and think, what is my exit strategy? Am I making enough money to get by year to year, or am I making enough money where there's a plan where I can exit one day? And maybe that plan is you're gonna build up something huge and special and sell it for a couple $1 million one day, and that would be an awesome plan if that goes your way. But if it doesn't, I don't think saying I'm just gonna mow lawns until I'm 85 years old is necessarily a great idea. So I think you need to ask yourself honestly, am I making enough money not only for my current needs, but for my future needs? And let me just back up just a little bit. I don't think this means that you can't have any stress or that you gotta just be making tons of money to make it. That's not exactly what I'm trying to say. I think you have to evaluate and don't let decades go by and thinking you were doing great without really thinking for the future. Third thing I would like for you to ask yourself is, are you happy doing what you're doing? Do you actually enjoy your job? Now this somewhat relates to being stressed, but I think you can be a little bit stressed and still enjoy what you're doing. For the most part, I've almost always enjoyed lawn care. Now, the less stress I have, probably the more I enjoy it. But is it something that's kind of like a tedious job? Like, I don't really like messing with yards, I'm just doing it because I just needed to make some money. Or is it something that you actually enjoy? Now, I realize that there's a lot of people working a lot of different jobs in the world that don't necessarily enjoy those jobs. But lawn care in particular is very labor intensive, hard work, and can wear you down on hot summer days. And to me, you have to kind of enjoy it a little bit for it to last. And for me, if I didn't enjoy being out there in the field, I think what I would try to do, instead of necessarily just scratching it and just going doing something else, I might try to aggressively grow the business at a profitable rate where I could then hire people to help me to make it more enjoyable. Because there are people that'll get out there and work if it's not your thing. I personally like being out in the field, and I just would get a little bit bored managing the company on my own, so I want to be hands-on involved. I enjoy that, and I don't wake up on Monday morning thinking, oh no, it's Monday morning, I've got to go work in the yard. I kind of like that, and honestly, when I get home in the evening time, sometimes I come home and I work on my own yard. If the lawn business is not enjoyable, there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mean you're a bad person, it just may not be the best fit for you. And if it's something you're looking to make a career out of and it's gonna last a long time, I think these 3 questions need to be seriously contemplated and can give you some direction for your future. Jason Creel, I appreciate you watching the video. If you hadn't done so, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to get into the weed control and fertilization business, mowing business, mosquito business, go to lawncarelife.com. If you want to go to the Equip Expo, which used to be the GIE Plus Expo, use the code Lawn Care Life, that's all one word, when you check out, and you'll save 50% off. Early registration expires sometime in August, I believe, maybe runs into September, but you need to get that done sooner than later. I'm planning to be there and hope to see many of you there. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys in the next video.